Hello everybody, this is 44 Politics here again with another video. Before I get started, please subscribe and like the video. Now onto this video. Okay everybody, the election is about 5 days away. It's pretty exciting and frankly, one of the probably the most important election that we have to look at this year besides the presidential election of course is the Senate election. Because neither candidate, if elected, would be able to get much done if one party or another controlled the Senate. Since we're, of course, where laws go past. So, yeah, honestly. So, today I'll be giving you my prediction and in-depth analysis of the Senate. So, I filled out most of the safe states, for Republicans and Democrats. But I'm going to go through a few choices quickly. So, for the Democrats, I'm going to put Virginia and New Hampshire as safe. So, there are people who are putting those as, both likely, but still, I think that, in the end, I think they're both safe. In the end, there was, overall, there was a poll showing Mark Warner ahead by 20%, and I have checked the rest of the polls do show that as well. New Hampshire, as, Jeanne Shaheen is doing very well, as you can see, mostly hit by 15% or 14%. So I think it'll probably be about 15%, maybe 14 to 15, maybe even 16. But, I think I'll be safe, but I could definitely be wrong about it by a few percent. Okay, no really interesting things about Republicans, or besides the ones that will now rate as likely, which, yes, I'll be doing likely states now. Mississippi. So in Mississippi, it was a likely margin back in 2018, and it's the same candidates, actually exact same candidates. So I think it'll be the same. And, Cindy Hyde-Smith is not ahead by a lot. It's, I think 538 also ranks as likely. Head by 126, pretty inconsistent polling overall. So, I put her ahead by probably 10 to, over 10%, probably. Alabama. So, Alabama, which I will rank as likely in a second. Mostly 14, 15, 12. One ahead with Jones ahead by 1, but that does seem like an outlier. I think that, yes, it will be likely, a little under 15%. But very close and probably wrong by a few percent. Okay, that is, actually Texas. So, it was very, very close in 2018, about 2 point something percent. So, 2%, which is very good, for Democrats especially. But right now, we see things like 10, the polls are all over the place, but I think it'll be over 5%. Best, probably just about 5%, maybe a little under. Most likely, I bet maybe 6, 7%, maybe even 8. And then Kentucky is my last one, where Mitch McConnell, it certainly is closer for him than probably in past elections, but, 10%, 9%, 15, 12. Some points he's ahead by small margins, but still, most of the polls do show a consensus of under 15%. And that concludes the Republican states for now. I will now go with Democratic states, and I'll start off with New Mexico. And that's pretty self-explanatory. Republican hasn't won a poll there. And it's just not Democratic state enough that'll be safe, but not swing enough that'd be lean. And Colorado, pretty much one of my another major projection. If you look at the polls in Colorado, you will see they tell us certainly a story, which is that John Hickenlooper is destroying Cory Gardner, who is an incumbent in a state going rapidly Democratic. He certainly does not seem to be, able to stay in there, especially along with Trump. Trump is losing by 13% there. Biden is ahead by 13%. More than New Mexico, New Hampshire, quite a large margin. Okay, next will probably be Minnesota. So in Minnesota, there have been some polls showing it close, but I don't believe that it really is close. Just in the polling, pretty self-explanatory. Some are close, so there are some A polls from Survey USA, both actually showing, 1% or 3%. But there's also 11%, 7%. I think those are honestly outliers, and that will make it likely. Now, Michigan. And as you can tell, because I said Michigan, and, I'm talking about likely states, yes, I think it will be likely. Some A+ polls here, and all but one rank it as likely. Approach all but one. So, really, I don't think John James has a chance, and I think will be probably over 5%, but best for John James, probably 5%, maybe even 4%, but likely 7%. And Joe Biden is probably going to carry the state as well, which would definitely help him. that does appear to be my final, yes, that'll be my final one. And I'll head into Republican lean states. And actually, quickly, I'm going to put in a swing. Just swing. I'll put swing instead of toss-up. Maybe swing toss-up. I'll just combine it, I guess, quickly, but I'll stop rambling in 1 second. Swing toss-up. And I'll put that in a nice purple. Okay, so we have swing toss-up. I'm not going to use that yet. Lean states. I'll start off with Arizona. Actually, no, I'll do Republicans again. Kansas. I think Kansas, it's possible for Barbara Bollier to win, and you can see that she has a decent chance of winning overall, and, I think that's true. Laura Kelly did win in 2018, and you can see, though, she was leading in a lot of polls. Like, you can see that she certainly was leading in most of the polls out of here. And October 23rd or 26th, which is probably closest to these days, she was either tied or ahead. So, I don't think it's the same. I think Barbara Bollier will make it very close. But honestly, I think it's going to be lean. And Alaska, same thing. It's going to be close, but Al Gross is not leading enough polls against Dan Sullivan to win. Okay, now South Carolina. These are all the same thing. Oh, sorry. All same thing. I don't think that the Democrats are winning in nearly enough polls to be able to pull it off. So, Lindsey Graham is losing several polls, and Jamie Harrison is winning, but he might be able to pull off an upset victory, but again, it's South Carolina, so don't really get your hopes up. Now, lean Democratic states, starting with Arizona. I'm tempted to put this as lean because Mark Kelly is doing really well there, and other people will put it as lean. I think it'll be likely, I mixed up likely and lean. Some people put it as lean, likely, but I put it as lean. I don't know if I'm confusing lean and likely this whole time. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I think Mark Kelly will win by 5%, best maybe over, but I don't think that he will do well enough to go over that. And the polling does support that. He has been winning a lot of polls, and some of them he's over 5%. You see like 10. I'm sorry, something really loud's happening out. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's ridiculously loud. A lot of them are showing him ahead by over 5%, but I'm gonna put him as lean, probably 5%, maybe shifts around by a couple percent. North Carolina, I definitely have heard a lot of people. I'm so sorry, guys. Someone's doing something really loudly. I'm just trying to get it. Yeah, okay, stop. Okay, so Arizona, yes, over, and then North Carolina. Some people say that Cal Cunningham scandal will ruin his campaign, but if you look at the polling, it does not support it. Tillis, okay, he did win, but Trafalgar Group, it was pretty much everyone, and it's usually not correct. Like Michigan, they did that, so. A lot of polls, A+ polls from him by a very narrow margin, and it's closed up on Real Clear Politics, but I think he'll win. I don't think the scandal's gonna affect him that much, because if it did, Tom Tillis would be winning in a lot more polls. Okay, sorry for that kind of quick one, but Maine, pretty self-explanatory, make it lean. Simeon Collins did vote against Amy Coney Barrett, which I think was an attempt to bring in a few more voters. That might help her about 1%. But she's still definitely losing, and I don't think she's gonna win anytime soon, especially since she's so unpopular there. And therefore, Democrats have 50 seats. If Joe Biden wins, like I do say in my prediction, then the Democrats will have a majority with Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, or would-be Vice President Harris as a tiebreaker. But they will not have a real majority. So next state I'll do is probably Georgia's special election. There we go. No, not that one. I'll make that a toss-up. Okay, so then next state, the last thing I'm going to do, which I believe is going to be lean Democratic, is Georgia's special election. Look at any poll from that state, and you'll see why. And I believe there's some people who do not believe this, and that's overhyping, Ralph Warnock. But you look at all the polls showing him ahead in head-to-head matchups. Most of the polls in them, most of those polls, he's ahead by like 4. He's the lowest he's ever been ahead by is 4%. And a lot of them, look at this, 7, 6, 12, 8, and A+ polls as well. And he's winning by 20% in these polls, just crazy amounts. And he's about 40% if you consolidate all the Democratic vote. he would be about 78, but 48 actually. So yeah, but I think it's me Ralph Warnock versus Kelly Loeffler, and he's winning pretty handily against her, as a matter of fact. So I think that'll happen. I think Kelly Loeffler and Doug Collins kind of ruined their chances by infighting, and it happened. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Well, unfortunately for the Democrats, it didn't happen in Kansas. But if it happened in any other kind of lean, I say that's kind of more Democratic, a person could go in there and certainly win. Yeah. So Doug Collins, endorsed by Trump, running against the incumbent who's in the same party as him, and Matt Lieberman was kind of got the rug pulled out from under him by the Democrats, and that's not very good of them to do that. But Ralph Warnock is ahead now, and he's consolidated the vote, and I think he's going to win. That puts Democrats at 51 seats. And then Iowa, and I'll put this one, I think it's going to be tilt. And honestly, it's going to be that close. And actually, I might put North Carolina as tilt, because I think that it will be in that, like, the presidential election. In Iowa, I don't know if Joe Biden will win it. That one's kind of a pure toss-up. I think Trump will win it so far. I put that in my prediction. But it's entirely possible that he loses it. It's the one that I'm the state that I'm really unsure about that. Sorry about that, mess up everybody. But I think it'll be tilt along with North Carolina. I think that, it looks like it's sending 3 Democrats to the House this year. It's, trending kind of Democratic. Historically, has been a Democratic state. You just look at back in history for the past 32 years. It's only been Republican twice. So, I'm pretty sure it's kind of likely that it could definitely go to the Democrats this year. Last 2 states are colors, pure toss-up. Jon Ossoff and Steve Bullock have been winning the polls lately, but very, very close. Quite a small margin, usually 1%. And the Republican opponents, respectively, are both winning in other polls as well by larger margins. Can Steve Bullock win? Yes, he can. Can Jon Ossoff win? Yes, he can. But is it likely? I don't know. Honestly, I think both of them could win the election, and both of them could, but it's just so hard. I gotta go, with my unbiased analysis. I even just don't know. Honestly, I just can't guess right now. Montana, popular current governor who did seem to handle coronavirus very well, against Steve Daines, who's just, not very, I don't know how well liked he is. But I think, Jon Tester won, and if you do look at the polls, though, in Montana, Jon Tester, he was ahead, he won. It's a close race there, certainly. Steve Daines is winning a lot of polls. There doesn't seem to be this outlier here, but he wins in a majority of them. Earlier on, you can definitely see that Steve Bullock was winning by 7. But Jon Tester was winning at this point. I want to just see how what it was at October. He was winning by 3, 10, 9, 3, 24 crazy amounts. So in the end, I don't know if Steve Bullock can pull it up. I'm very tempted to give this to Republicans, very tempted to give it to the Democrats. I think I'm going to make this tilt Republican. And I've changed my position on this a lot. Like, I do multiple takes of my videos a lot. And in my first take, I put Steve Bullock ahead. But now I'm putting Steve Daines ahead. It's being super close, though. And that one, I guarantee you, I am totally, I believe that one I'll be most likely for me to be wrong on. Okay, now heading down to the Georgia Senate race. Looks like, Jon Ossoff is ahead in multiple polls. He has been leading in the past few days, and while David Perdue has been winning polls, a lot of them are even, and I think that it could certainly be tilt Democratic. I don't know, but I feel like if I did tilt Democratic, I'd have to give Montana. And then I think that with Ralph Warnock and Jon Ossoff, they're going to they win. I think they're both going to win, and Georgia might be just a Democratic state this year. And that's kind of it, really. I'm honestly tempted. I don't know. I might have to put this one as pure toss-up again. I just can't decide on it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to start going more facts and logic on this one. So, Steve Daines has lost the past few polls, and a lot of them are the margin of error, though. He's against a popular governor. I think I'm going to put it as tilt Democratic, actually. I think he'll win. Honestly, I think Steve Bullock will pull off a narrow victory. If not, Steve Daines will. That one, I guarantee you, probably the most likely one will be wrong, along with Georgia's election, maybe Iowa. That's it, everybody. I'd like to thank you all for watching. It really means a lot to me. But before I do get off, though, please subscribe. It really helps the channel keep going. It shows me you care. Yeah, it really helps out and reach milestones that way. Like the video. It really helps out with having people see my videos. Yeah, it's really, very, very helpful. You don't even know how helpful it is, honestly. And then leave a comment down below telling me what you agree with, what you disagree with. Feedback, I really enjoy it. It really helps me out with my videos. So I would like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.